Hey everybody, Satoli here with History in Your Own Backyard. Today I'm in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Right behind me is Lake Michigan. And I'm going to tell you a little story about a ship that sank out there in the waters back in 1929. She was named the Wisconsin. Really interesting story. Stay tuned. The Wisconsin was an iron-hulled package steamer built by the Goodrich Line at the Detroit Dry Dock Complex. At the time the ship was constructed, Henry Ford was employed by the Detroit Dry Dock Company as an apprentice machinist, and it is very probable that he was connected in some way to the construction of this ship. It was launched on Tuesday, October 11th, 1881 at Wyandotte, Michigan. The steamer was 204 feet long and a beam of 35 feet and a depth of 12 feet. Sporting an iron hull when most ships of the era were still wooden was a badge of honor. In 1885, the Wisconsin caught fire off Grand Haven, Michigan, and was nearly destroyed. In 1886, the Wisconsin was sold to the Crosby Line and named the Naomi. On May 21, 1907, the Naomi caught fire again in the middle of Lake Michigan. Eventually, a bulk freighter came to help the crew until she was towed to the shipyards in Wisconsin, where she was completely rebuilt. In 1912, Mr. Crosby, the owner of the Naomi, lost his life in the sinking of the Titanic. Shortly thereafter, the Naomi was renamed the E.G. Crosby in his honor. With the war raging in 1918, she was commandeered by the United States Navy and renamed the General Robert O'Reilly after a former Surgeon General of the United States Army, where it was transformed into a convalescent ship in the New York harbor. After the end of the war, the ship was purchased by the Seymour Line and renamed the Pilgrim. Eventually, the Seymour Line went bankrupt and the ship was repurchased by the original Goodrich Line and renamed once again the Wisconsin. On the evening of October 29, 1929, the Wisconsin left Chicago headed for Milwaukee. About 6 miles off the coast of Kenosha, Wisconsin, a strong northeasterly gale was blowing and water began pouring in on the ship. The bilge pumps were unable to keep up. A tug was dispatched from Kenosha to help along with 2 Coast Guard boats and a local fishing boat. The tug took all of the passengers and some of the crew aboard. Captain Dougal Morrison and the remaining crew stayed on board while waiting for the Wisconsin's running mate, the Illinois, to tow her to a port in Kenosha. The Illinois left from Milwaukee, but by the time she reached the Wisconsin, it was too late. Sometime on October 30th, the Wisconsin sank in 130 feet of water. 9 crew members perished. The captain survived but passed later on while on shore. Today, the Wisconsin is a popular place for experienced scuba divers who can still view the wreck and 3 of the cars that were on board, including a Hudson, an Essex, and a Chevrolet touring car.